Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back a video. So I've got a few things to discuss today, and I want to get into them in a specific order potentially, but it's going to be again an exploratory discussion this morning. First off, I just want to talk about the 3-day bullish cross that we've had on the RSI for XRP and Bitcoin. The one that I've been really flagging for everybody, saying, look, last time we had this bullish cross was in the 50-cent range. Got it again now after 3 consecutive green candles, so a 9-day set of candles because it's three days obviously, and the open to close of those 3 days was roughly, for XRP this is 37%, and the open and close for these 3 days has been not as much as that, but not awfully far away, 27%. Okay, coming from the same sort of area and the relative strength indicator, the oscillator. So there's something to consider. Obviously, this is following yesterday's news that the Ripple SEC case is finished. Now, are we, and I'm going to look at Bitcoin as well, I'm just going to discuss, as I said, a few things, and I really would like you to consider what I'm going to say here. The same thing similarly-ish with Bitcoin, where we've actually also got a hidden bullish divergence where price has actually made a higher high and the oscillator has made a lower low. So with Bitcoin, this happened last at 50. Well, the wick went all the way down to 52k, and then we topped out on our recent swing high, $108,000 from the time of that bullish cross from the same sort of region here for Bitcoin. And obviously, we've got another 2 days, 16 hours for the completion of this daily candle, which would give it more of a confirmation. At the minute, look, we could have just wicked above and then wicked below. So we're looking for another 3-day continuation green candle here. And on XRP, the next 3-day candle last time we got this bullish cross was a big one that took us from around 69 cents all the way up to $1.12. So a big move, and that's where I think we are. I'm going to talk about resistance levels in a second because it's a mixed bag right now. We've had the bullish cross that I've been waiting for a long time, but we're still sitting at resistance, both for Bitcoin at the bottom of its range here. Look, the bottom of its previous range that we are measuring from this wick to where we are now, literally banging its head on this, and it can't find that close very easily in that range. And XRP, we're going to explore that in a second. But yesterday, after the Garlinghouse announcement, Arthur Hayes said, Jay Powell said that QT is basically over the 1st of April. The next thing we need is to get balled up for reals is SLR exemption or a restart of QE. Was the 77k Bitcoin the bottom? Probably, so he's changing his stance. But Stonks probably have more pain left to convert Jay to Team Trump nimble cash up, and he said, one of the things that we'll see, a while ago what he said is, one of the things we'll see is crypto perform bullish first before stocks, and then stocks to follow later on. And maybe we're about to get that. Jamie Coots said something similar but in a different vein, talking about the difference between treasuries and the DXY. And I've been flagging obviously the DXY to you guys and how that has a lagging inverse correlated effect on crypto. Excuse me, I've got hiccups for some reason. So we're talking about the DXY, and we said it's about a 10-week lag from the DXY's weakness and the conversion of that into crypto strength. So there's some of the things laying the foundations for me to say, okay, maybe we get bullish here. And then going into the short term, right, this is something that I want to talk to you guys about. I think I'm going to title this video what I'm going to say here. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And this pump here, and then if you say J. Cole, fool me 3 times, fuck the B-side, loan the chopper, let it rain on you. That's a J. Cole song. But I can give you 2 fool me's, okay? First off, and this is why I think this time, right, the markets have a good way of convincing people to do one thing and then they do the other. Okay, so fool me once isn't actually here. Fool me once is right here. This is fool me once. This is when Judge Torres announced that XRP was not a security. Okay? We pumped up, we retraced the whole pump, and then we continue to range and then eventually sent higher. Now I'm going to take us to the short-term time frame. This is where Donald Trump announced that XRP would be part of the crypto strategic stockpile or reserve, whatever they're calling it, digital asset stockpile. Here, boom. We pumped up, we didn't manage to get the breakout, we came back and completely retraced the move. This is where XRP or the Ripple SEC case came to a conclusion right here. Everyone is expecting a full retrace of the pump, saying, oh, look, it's already priced in, boom, boom, boom. But is this going to be the actual fooling? So everyone's thinking, oh, you're not going to fool me again. Price action on good news, it's never positive. We pumped to resistance. However, structure seems to be holding pretty high right now. I'm not saying it is going to. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just throwing this out there. We pumped into resistance, and I'm going to talk about this resistance across different charts, XRP ETH, XRP Bitcoin, XRP dominance, XRP dollar. So we pumped into the dollar resistance, as you can see. We've had this chart drawn like this for a long time. Most of the price action has happened between these two grey boxes. We pumped into the resistance, we've pulled back, but we haven't really pulled back much at all yet. So do we continue to pull back and retrace, or is that now too obvious? That's basically my question for everybody to ponder, and I don't know the answer to it. It's just a question that I've been discussing. So with that and the potential macro starting to turn bullish, and Bitcoin being at resistance as that's happening as well, like, are we going to reject the resistance here and continue this chopping / downtrend, or is this the time where we start to move up? Because also today we apparently have Donald Trump coming out at the Blockworks summit, and he's going to, as far as Eleanor Tourette says, make some sort of announcement about the crypto strategic reserve. Let's see. Donald Trump will address a DAS tomorrow, the first time the president has addressed a crypto conference, and then Eleanor Tourette said, I'm being told a big announcement regarding Donald Trump's plans in crypto policies coming out of Blockworks DAS. And this was yesterday. So these are what I have on my radar. We're watching short-term price action here for XRP. I'm not particularly doing anything one way or another. As you guys know, I accumulated some CRV and I actually bought some FLEF. Closed my Doge long a few days ago, pre the pump yesterday, unfortunately. I did slightly make profit on that, but I got rinsed on my XLL long, unfortunately, and I bought spot flare and spot CRV. We posted all our spot CRV buys over on X. So looking at and why I think that it's a bit give and take at the minute. As I said, we've still got 2 days, 16 hours for the XRP chart. I would like to see a continuation candle here. Be awesome if it took out the recent swing highs. And when we start to get going, guys, like, I expect it to be like similar to this sort of price action, probably more aggressive, genuinely, for XRP at least. Because we're at this resistance here, and we're going to look at the other resistances now. XRP ETH, this is something we've been discussing for a long time, the 3-day time frame. We are at our last, in my opinion, our last real major resistance before starting to head on to, well, then this one more resistance really up here at 1.7. But even if we break, well, from where we are now to there, it's a 40% outperformance of ETH. And then to the recent swing highs, 194%. But if we go on to CoinTrader Pro, we know that it's actually more like a 10x from here, not like a 2x. Okay, so there is more historical price data on CoinTrader Pro. However, this is our recent range, and I would expect us to continue to outperform ETH, even though I think ETH looks actually surprisingly quite strong in the last few days. Or not strong, but is making me question whether ETH has got any more downside in it or not. A lot of people throwing the towel in against ETH specifically. Similarly, XRP against Bitcoin, the 3-day bullish cross confirmed here. The last time we had that was right down at the lows here. You could say this was a confirmation, but the last time we had it, not in the overbought area, was here, essentially. Again, we're still hitting our head on this major resistance that's been trapping us in. You could say these were deviations, but realistically, this resistance has been trapping us in since March of 2020. We get this break, and I expect it to be explosive, as I've said, up towards at least this level here. So from where we are right now, we should see a continued outperformance of about 234% versus Bitcoin. XRP dominance telling a similar story too. Probably looks one of the better charts out of all of them. Wyckoff accumulation, sign of strength phase, it's almost textbook. Break and close above this level to see an increased 100% gain on the market in general. This is what I'm looking at. And even better if Bitcoin breaks back into its range and starts to head towards its all-time highs as well. So if we get this Bitcoin break here, back into the range, either continued grind upwards here or explosion upwards, and XRP outperforms, that's when you can see some super explosive price action there for XRP. Everything's had its chance to cool off in terms of crypto in general, but also with XRP and a lot of alts bleeding out generally. XRP holding significant strength versus the market, with some catalyst of the news from the SEC and Ripple. Potentially, as I said, I didn't think that the announcement itself would be huge, but I do think there will be some partnerships that will probably start to unveil over the next however long. I don't know how long they will take to come to the surface. I presume the Ripple phone is going off today inside the office. Everyone who was potentially considering working with them, probably trying to get them deals through the door, especially with what we've seen in the UAE with Ripple and their payments licenses with crypto. And now Brad's very, I've never really seen him be like this. He's very openly saying how involved he is in the White House and his expectation of XRP. He normally is pretty conservatively optimistic, but the minute he's just straight optimism. So, and he deserves to be, because he's been under the cosh for like 4 or 5 years and he's handled it brilliantly, in my opinion. I don't know how he's handled it so well. I don't think many people would handle it with the same finesse, I guess, that Brad Gardenhouse has, to be honest. Most times, in fact, all the time when he's done any sort of public speaking, I've not really seen him misstep, which I think is a great trait, and he's a good CEO generally of Ripple. Obviously not XRP, but they are very intertwined no matter what anyone says. They are intertwined, clearly, being stewards of the escrow and trying to shape most of their payment system around the XRP ledger. So that's what I'm considering at the minute, guys. That's what I'm looking at. I hope that all makes sense to you. I haven't got much more to report on this this video. I'd love you to discuss your comments below and let me know what you think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think we'll continue to see a flush down? I don't know. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to trade leverage, I have a link to MEXC in the description of the video. Peace up. A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.